right, good morning, everybody. We are here for our core class. So we're going to start out in all fours, knees together, sway in the hip. Just getting a quick little warm up in. Our knees are together. And we take our hips to the right and to the left, and you can rock them back and forth. And just move the hips around. Just making the hips feel good. And today we have 5 poses or exercises, and we're 8 breaths on and 4 breaths off, which translates to about a minute on and 30 seconds off. We have 3 rounds of 5, a couple of spinal rotations, and a little mini shavasana, and we are good to go. And I know this is going to sound funny, but we kind of have a shoulder intensive core day. So we have a couple of different kinds of planks. So if you have to modify down to the knees to save the shoulders, go ahead and do that once we get there. A couple more breaths. Bring it back up to center. Bring those knees back out below the hips, wrist below shoulders. Cat-cows. Inhale, lift your chin and tailbone, drop the belly down. Exhale, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone, arch the back up. Inhale and lift. Exhale and tuck. And let's see, today we start with a plank, and then we go into rotating side planks. Oh, that's what's gonna get our shoulders a little bit tired, so we'll just do what we can. And then we have a boat pose, and I got my block to put between the knees. If you're at home, you can grab a pillow or a couch cushion or something like that. And then we have a boat pose, and then our dive-in pulls. More breaths. All right, bring it back to center, wrist below shoulders, knees below hips. Look back at your ankle, keeping your hips nice and still, just opening up the side bodies. Inhale and exhale, back and forth. Stretch. Let's bring it back to center. Let's just take a child's pose, and then we'll get into our dolphin plank. Knees wide, big toes touch, hips rock back, spine is long. Just a couple of breaths here. Breathe into your belly. All right, time for our dolphin plank. We get the dolphin arms. You can do it from your knees, you can do it from your toes, just as long as those hips are nice and low. And then tuck your chin and tuck your tailbone. and just breathe into your belly. 4 to 6 second inhales, 6 to 8 second exhales. Just breathe in. Again, if you get a little tired, just drop down to the knees. If you've had enough and need a break, just drop down to your belly. And then just try to rejoin if you can. Again, chin tucked, tail tucked. Just a few breaths here. You can bend your knees and windshield wiper the feet if you want. And then we'll make our way to our side plank. So again, a couple of ways you can approach this. You want to make sure that this elbow is directly below the shoulder. We never want to get it out there. That can cause some issues. And then you can do this whole thing from right here, from your knees. We're going to rotate with our top arm. And I may side plank, either from your feet or from your knees. Yeah, I'm gonna go knees today. Keep those hips nice and tall and just get a good rotation. Rotate as far under as you can. If your bottom arm starts slipping out from underneath you, go ahead and pull it back under. Keep that elbow right below the shoulder. We're just breathing. Inhale it up, exhale and rotate. And you can just do a few rotations. You can try to do as many as you can. It is totally up to you. It's all levels. So you just do the work that you can do. Rest when you have to. We're going to switch sides. You can just roll over or switch ends. That's totally up to you. Make sure that elbow is right below the shoulder. Breathe into your belly. Again, from feet or from the knees, either way. Just breathe in. Hips and rotate. Choose your pace. That elbow right below the shoulder. Boat pose is next, so we can come to a seated position and do a little windshield wipering. And then if you'd like, it is optional, but if you'd like, you can grab a block or a bolster, something, tissue box if you're at home, put it between the thighs. We'll squeeze that when we get into it. And we're just breathing. Use the downtime for recovery. Chest is forward, shoulders are back. We lift the feet. You can bend the knees a little bit to make it easier. You can put your hands back behind you to make it a little easier. Squeeze that block. Even if you have to set your feet down, you can still squeeze the block and get a nice boat pose out of it. Long spine, shoulders back, chest forward, squeezing the block. Breathing into your belly. Just breathing and squeezing. Squeezing and breathing. Chest forward, shoulders back, long spine. Slow, steady breath. And rest. You can lean it back, feet nice and wide, windshield wiper. And then we're back on our bellies for our dive and pull. All right, so we're on our bellies for our dive and pull. Lower half stays down. We dive it forward and we pull and squeeze those shoulder blades together. Dive and pull. Dive and pull. Really lift the chest. Squeeze those shoulder blades at the top. Dive and pull. Diving and pulling. Rest. That is the end of round one. We're back to our dolphin plank. You can bend the knees, windshield wiper the feet a little bit. Breathe deep. Alrighty, dolphin arms. Tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone. Hips are low. And we breathe. Just breathing. Drop to your knees if you get a little tired. Drop to your belly if you're done. Slow, steady breath. All right, on our side for our rotating side planks. Again, making sure that elbow is right below the shoulder. Don't let it get pushed out. It is no bueno. Now, another way you can do these is keep the top leg straight and the bottom knee bent. So there's all sorts of little variations, so I'm gonna try that one this time. A little tougher than the last one I did, not as tough as with both feet down there. Alrighty, side rotations. Just breathing and rotating. Keep that elbow right below the shoulder. Switching sides. Again, you can just roll over or swap ends, whatever you like. Keep on breathing. Slow, steady breath. Slow and steady. All right, make sure that elbow's right below the shoulder. Lift those hips. Again, both legs can be straight, one can be straight. They can both be bent. Whatever expression you're doing. And we're just rotating. A little, a lot, that's up to you. Just breathing. Okay, come to that seated position. Get your windshield wiper. Grab your block if you'd like. Not mandatory, just for fun. Block between the thighs. Sit tall and breathe. Chest forward, shoulders back. Nice long spine, squeezing that block. Hands can be behind you for a little bit easier. Out in front for a little more of a challenge. Find your level and just breathe and squeeze. Slow, steady breath. Squeeze that block. Breathe into your belly. Chest forward, shoulders back. Long spine. And rest. Windshield wiper the knees. All right, dive and pull is our final of the second round. On your belly. And just breathe. You can bend the knees and windshield wiper the feet if you like. Dive and pull. Dive. Squeeze those shoulder blades. Dive and pull. Feet stay anchored, hips stay anchored. And just lift that upper body. Lift that chest high. Almost there. And rest. Again, you can bend the knees, windshield wiper the feet. That is the end of round 2. One final round. And we breathe. Slow, steady breath. Dolphin arms. Dolphin arms. Plank it up. Chin tucked, tail tucked, hips low. Just breathing. Chin tucked, tail tucked. wiper the feet if you'd like. And then on our side, for our side planks, rotating side planks. So on our side, make sure that elbow's below the shoulder. I'm gonna try a third different position. I'm gonna try to keep my legs as straight as long as I can. And I'm gonna do the feet in front, one in front of the other. Bottom one's out front, top one's out back if you want to. We lift and rotate. Keep that elbow right below the shoulder. Just rotate as many times as you like. And rest. Switch sides. Keep breathing. Elbow right below the shoulder. Rotate from the feet, from the knees. It's up to you. All right, we got a boat pose and a dive and pull. Lean it back for some wipers. Grab your block if you'd like. Just breathing. Back on the hands or arms out in front. Back, squeeze that block. Even if you set the feet down, keep squeezing the block. And just breathing. Slow, steady breath. Chest forward, shoulders back. Squeezing. Alrighty, down to our final pose / exercise. Just breathe. You can bend the knees and windshield wiper the feet. Just diving and pulling one last time. Dive and Lift that chest as high as it'll go. Squeeze those shoulder blades. Flip it over right where we are to our backs. Bend the knees and windshield wiper the feet. Sorry, bend the knees and windshield wiper them. Good morning. Stretch. Inhale. On your exhale, pull the knees in. Slow motion rock. Alrighty, back to center. Knees bent, set the feet down. Arms out to T position. Scoot your hips to the left. Float your knees to the right. Lengthen your spine. Right shoulder down on the mat. Sorry, left shoulder down on the mat. Turn your head to the left. And we breathe. Press your palms down, float your knees back up, realign and windshield wiper. And then back up to center. Scoot your hips to the right edge, float your knees to the left, slide your feet over to the left, lengthen your spine. Right shoulders down on the mat, turn your head to the right, and we breathe. Press your palms down, float your knees back up, realign and windshield wiper. Good morning. Stretch. Inhale. On your exhale, pull the knees in, slow motion rock. And bring it back to center, squeeze into a little ball. Lift your head, neck, shoulders, and your hips as high as you can. Squeeze it tight. Inhale. On your exhale, let's release into our final pose of Shavasana, where we just get to let it all soak in. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Return to your normal breath. Relax your body and enjoy. fingers. Wiggle your toes. Return a little awareness back to your body. Counter pose a bit if you'd like. And when you're ready, just roll over onto your right hand side into the fetal position for some words of wisdom. So they say, learn from the mistakes of others. You won't live long enough to make them all yourself. Chanakya. From there, let's go ahead and make our way back up to a seated position. Forward facing one last time. Thank you all for being here. Let's do it all again real soon. Till we meet again. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you so much.